There it is. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Synergy Cafe. This is me, Bradley G., your host and MC here on Synergy Cafe. And today we've got a special guest and also my co-host, Jeremy. He's in the green room right now. And this is a wealthy Tuesday instead of a wealthy Wednesday because he's in the process of moving some stuff and we were concerned about getting internet access. So that's one of the problems you've got with this internet online thing is you have to have access to the internet. Unless you put together some automations that keep on going through, but we didn't want to automate it. We wanted to be raw and real so you can see that we're real people. So before we start talking about this, we're gonna be talking about a different topic of younger creators and the creator economy. So let me go get my co-host Jeremy, and that's going to makes it much easier. Hang on one second. We'll just go knock on the door. Where is Jeremy? There he is. Hi, buddy.
Swimming in. How are you?
Is that how it is? That how it is?
Yeah, just swimming in.
Yes, you are by the ocean right now. You changed location. You're no longer in an RV. You're actually in a stable structure that can withstand hurricane force winds.
Right, but the internet is still the key question.
That's right.
Yeah.
You need the internet to call for help.
We are here on a Tuesday, like you said. Wednesday will not work because I would have been driving, and it's hard to do this show and drive at the same time. So
exactly.
So yes, and today's show is exactly that: the online business world and what young people are actually doing. Are they just sitting there playing games like Call of Duty? Are they, who knows what they're doing? Are they learning?
Well, some of them are actually making money playing games like Call of Duty. Jeremy, some of them are actually making money playing games. When you set stuff up properly like that, you can literally make a living playing games. That wasn't like that when I was a kid.
Right. So slide one basically starts off the show, and we get to talk about some really neat things here.
You want me to bring that up?
Sure thing, if you can.
Poof, there it is.
Jump right into it. So this I guess before we talk about young creators, we need to zoom out for a minute and talk about the creator economy globally that is estimated to involve over 200 million people participating in some form of content creation.
Now, when you talk about content creation, you're talking about basically anything someone posts and some people doing all this stuff with AI, or are you speaking about people that are actually creating stuff for a reason rather than, here's a picture of my burrito I had this morning?
Well, you think about content creation and you have how many people on YouTube channels, right? You have how many people doing little food Instagram posts. That's exactly what content creation is. And that is the number of people that are participating.
Okay.
Now, however, only a small percentage earn full-time income. Most earn supplemental income or none at all. Some are just doing it for the fun of it.
Yeah.
Now, freelance and online gig work now represents roughly 15 to 20% of the global workforce in some capacity. And remote work accelerates after 2020, after the whole COVID ordeal. In many developed countries, around 25 to 30% of workers now engage in some remote or hybrid work.
So there's a differentiator right there is the people that are doing this as a freelancer, sort of a self-employed person versus someone that's doing it for a corporation and getting a paycheck.
Yes.
Or just working from home. Okay, I get it.
Yeah. So now, where it gets interesting, we talked about age distribution. So, what do they say? Participation in online work skews younger, but income stability skews older. That's what brings us to our next slide and our generation. And I say our generation because I know last week you asked me how old I was. So this is where section 2 slide comes in.
Okay.
And I'm at that low number right there.
Well,
age
and you
45.
notice that I'm not even on there.
Well, I didn't want to. You look younger. That's why I have in brackets, right?
Yes, I'm in the 68 bracket, so very well seasoned.
Yeah, so you're the older style. So so this is actually kind of nice because the generational digital participation, which we're looking at. So in the 45 to 65 bracket, we didn't grow up with online income models. I know I didn't grow up. 1997, I believe, is when the internet first came out with dial-up, beep, 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 whatever noise it made all the time.
Yeah.
So we were taught school and job and career. That was the ladder that we were taught to do. We had to go to school, we had to get a job, and we had to climb the structure, the pyramid in that job to get to the top, right? We're supposed to be CEOs or store managers or whatever it was. Now, many in this range are now exploring digital income, like myself, probably like you too. Not out of necessity, but out of curiosity, just to see what it's like.
Yeah.
I know for me, it wasn't curiosity early on until, when was it, 2002, when I started for online jobs, because it was 2020, correct?
Well, I was self-employed when the internet came in the, what was it, late 90s or early 90s?
Mm-hmm.
And I just saw it as kicking the middleman out, because now all of a sudden we're going to get access to everything on the. I kind of saw that everybody had access to everything.
Yeah. It's warm here today, so that's why I'm drinking water.
It's good to drink water. I'm drinking water as well.
38 degrees. Anyway, not to kind of like segue, but what we have to ask now with this is, what is the question with 18 to 25 range? So we'll slide over to slide 3 and explain that roughly 60 to 65% of high school graduates enroll in some form of post-secondary education. I think I was in that 60 to 65% category. But not all complete it. Not all complete their high school, post-secondary education. Many enter part-time or gig work. Well, so I can tell you that when I was in college, per se, I did go once, and I didn't complete college. I didn't. I completed the yearly term, but I did not get any certificates that said, "Hey, you passed college or university." And it wasn't that I wanted not to. It's the fact that money came first. So that job for me, I had found one a lot earlier than college had ended. So
that makes sense. There's the urgency of having an income to pay rent and buy food. Yeah. So all of a sudden your dream of becoming a brain surgeon has got to be put on back burner.
So for myself, I was a surveyor. And I managed to get a survey job long before I finished the college education. So now that said, surveys show up to 50% of Gen Z express interest in starting a business at some point.
Okay.
Which, yeah, they have a higher interest in entrepreneurship than previous generations, and I can see that age group doing so, especially when you look on Facebook groups now and stuff like that. There's a lot of Gen Zers out there that are, in fact, being more creative online.
They've even changed the word from entrepreneurship to more like gig worker or side hustler.
Yeah. That's 100%. You're noticing it too. So the online and the reality is social media does give the illusion that everyone is monetizing. That's not the case. Not everyone is monetizing on. I know it took one of our friends a couple months ago. He even said himself. He said, "I have X amount of YouTube videos, but YouTube doesn't monetize you until you've reached 1,000 watch hours."
Right.
That's a huge number to get noticed. So they're not making, and then once they do, they're not making much after the fact. But that said, I know YouTube content creators that are making between $4,000 and $7,000 a month. So the reality.
This is sort of a sidebar thingy, but what's kind of interesting is the kids nowadays, they have to be in constant learning mode because platforms change. Where when we decide to be a mechanic and work on cars, the carburetor and the transmission and the wheels and the steering and the rack and pinion, they kind of stayed the same. But now it seems like things change daily and you got to get up to speed about the algorithms and all that stuff. Wow.
Yeah, for sure. And that's interesting how you bring that in there, because AI is the transition on the online world. So if you layer AI into all of this, young creators are growing up in a world where design tools, animation tools, writing tools, and automation are now more accessible than ever. Think of the AI video makers that you have, and book writing tools.
Yeah, like the people that went to college for graphic design. It's like, now I need to be a prompt engineer.
Exactly.
Oh.
So the barrier to entry is dropping, but the competition is increasing. So this is what niches, I guess we have to ask, what niches are young creators actually looking at? So here we can zip into slide 4.
And that seems really, really important for them to be an expert in a micro niche rather than being sort of general, because otherwise they're competing literally with the world, because anybody from anywhere can be doing something for some giant corporation. But if they are a specialty niche, they would be more in desire because they have that expertise.
Right. Yeah. So now, what are we talking about here? We're going to be talking about art, anime, illustration, gaming. We talked about the gaming aspect earlier. These are dominant interest categories among teens and early 20s. So as it says, I had to learn this word, anime and manga audience skew 18 to 29. Yeah, manga. I thought it said manga, but I was corrected, and I'll tell you that in a minute.
Okay.
Digital art communities skew heavily under 30. Anime and manga consumption is highest among 18 to 29-year-olds, and platforms like YouTube and TikTok show massive engagement in art tutorials, speed draws, and animation shorts.
Speed draws. What is that? Is that they're drawing fast?
Interesting question. I always think of win, lose, or draw. When the game win, lose, or draw, like back in the day when or Pictionary would have been another.
That thing was a popular thing where you got the little hand that's drawing the thing as it's talking through, and maybe that's what speed drawing is. It's sort of an animation that.
It could also be translated into doodling. I couldn't answer that. But we do have someone that could tell us these answers if we want to bring them in and introduce section 5 slide first.
Okay, let me scoop over there like that.
So what are people actually doing online, and are they making money? Here's where we are going to introduce my oldest, Skylar, and we want a short, real example. We don't want a case study or a spotlight on her. We just want someone who took an existing skill like drawing and artwork and animation and started building around it. So we can let her join here. bring her in
she
from
is.
the.
Hi, Skylar.
Hold
Hi.
on. I like it.
Careful, you got a propeller over your head.
Yeah.
So how
That's
old are
why she
you?
doesn't.
18.
A teenager.
Yeah.
How does it feel talking to a couple of old foggers?
That's all right.
She has to talk to me every day, so that's okay.
That's right.
So, Brad, you can take the lead on this one here if you want to ask her some of those questions there and just get to know a little bit more.
Okay, I can read them right off here. So, question number 1 is, what were you already interested in before building your website? Did you have any specific interests, or is this new?
It's just mostly drawing that I'm interested in, plus the anime and stuff like that. Animations.
Was I correct in the assumption that speed drawing, that's what that is the scribbling?
It's kind of like watching your drawing come to life, but like in a very fast speed.
Okay.
So
You know, they do that thing kind of at some special events. My background is in the event business, and they put up a big whiteboard. And as the event is going on, they make little cartoons and draw little arrows to the next speaker and then down to lunchtime. And it's kind of a fun, big board, storyboard of the whole event.
mhm.
But they don't do it fast, though. They kind
Yeah.
of slow.
So it's kind of like watching a drawing come to life, but you just watch it in very fast speed. Is
So,
basically
what
what
was it
speed
that made
drawing
you
is.
decide to expose this to the public rather than just keeping it as a personal diary?
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
I think
Kind of.
we had a little freeze.
I was
Yeah.
saying, what was it that triggered you to all of a sudden publicize your work rather than keeping it private?
I think it would be mostly because I wanted to see how people would react to my drawings and stuff like that. And my father showed me to Wealthy Affiliate and how I could expand on it to it.
Okay. Yeah, I was just talking to my wife a little bit about that because she was a Spanish teacher. She taught Spanish. She speaks English and she teaches Spanish. And we were talking about how two people can say the exact same thing, but it's in different languages. So how do you comprehend whatever was being said? So your perception of whatever you created is going to be just your perception of it, and you put it out in the public. Be prepared to get a lot of other opinions of other people that might not know any better.
Hmm.
So what was it that
Yeah.
surprised you about building a website?
It was just me trying to get used to it and figuring out how to make it all work.
Like the WYSIWYG thing, which is what you see is what you get, and WordPress sites aren't really that.
Yeah.
A lot of testing.
I know when I helped her set up part of the website, one of the things I think that surprised her the most was trying to create the home page character that she's been working on, turning it into a video that she has since updated.
Okay. So what was the hard part about it?
I think it's just like the time consuming thing. How it
Okay.
takes time to build it and stuff.
Is the time consumed more in learning what to do or actually implementing it?
It'd be more in the learning what to do,
That's how
and
mine
I
was
guess a
too,
little bit
trying to
of
find out which button does what. And then once you know it, then it's like much easier. Yeah. It's like riding a
Mhm.
bike. Okay, here's a good question. I think I should have probably wrote this one here. It says, you joined Wealthy Affiliate. What did you think when you first saw it? What was your first impression when you first saw it?
different. I don't think I've seen any other website that would help you create another one, basically.
That's kind of interesting. So was it overwhelming?
The training.
A little bit, but yeah.
Because there's a lot going on in there that a lot of people don't realize.
The training, I think, was one of the biggest ones.
Yeah, there's a lot of and training on what? Could be anything from graphic design to using AI to writing to keyword optimization to too much. So where are you at right now on your stage? Are you interested in making money with your website, or are you just still in the learning phase?
I'm still mostly on the learning phase.
But you eventually want to make money with it, yes? That'd be
Yeah,
nice.
eventually, but slowly but surely.
It's hard for the niche she has as far as
Oh, you
finding
cut out there a little bit.
affiliate
You cut out there a
tools
little
to
bit, Jeremy.
supplement that. A lot of that can be found on Amazon, but we're back.
Yeah, wobbled. That's one of the things with the internet. Imagine if that happened real. You know, you're at your job, all of a sudden you can't hear anybody. So you see this as being a hobby, or is it
Kind of like
something
that.
where you're learning to build some skills that you could apply to a job, or do you have some bigger vision for what you're going to create?
I usually just see this as a hobby.
I get that,
It's mostly a hobby.
because you never know what might happen. All of a sudden, you're doing your little hobby, and you look in your bank account, and holy smokes, where did I get this $50,000? All of a sudden, you might
Yeah.
light you on fire. Okie dokie.
Mhm.
Well, is there anything else, Jeremy, or should we let her
this
run?
The internet connection's really bogging us together. Show
Well,
the
that's because
website
there's
here.
3 of us on here now.
See some of her drawings. Yeah, she's hogging all the spotlight.
That's it, my friend.
Yeah. So your website, just to give people some noticeability here. Where do we find you? Where do we look? What's your website?
I'm at rcanimation.com.
How's that?
RC.
right there.
So
The
ARC
RC is spelled. Yeah. What does the RC come from? What was that behind?
I'm not too sure where it came from. I just thought of it and it sounded cool. It kind of just blends in together with the animation part.
It does.
There used to be a tent rental company in Minneapolis here called RC Party and Tent Rental. I think it was spelt the same way. So
Spelled the same. Interesting.
maybe you're covered by a tent.
And your animation style is basically what? What do you focus on most? Anime, correct?
Yeah, mostly anime.
So similar to Pokemon drawings.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't get her started on Pokemon.
On what end? Did you collect Pokemon cards?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I have a couple binders worth
Couple what worth?
and like 1,000 pins. Couple binders worth.
Okay. Jeremy, did you tell her my story about these kids that are doing Pokemon business?
I did point that out, yes.
It's kind of crazy. All they do is they got a Shopify site and a live stream, and they're employing themselves. Kind of fascinating. So I got a question before you disappear. I got a question. Is it possible that you could create some kind, because the anime would be your creation, right? You'd basically create it and then you own the image, and then you'd be able to offer that service to some company that maybe wanted to create a line of characters, and they were going to make stuffed animals and lunch boxes and backpacks and all that with this, like Gary Vaynerchuk and his V friends. That's something you could do, right? Very cool. I'm fascinated by all the different opportunities. Back when I was a kid, is either working at a restaurant or building houses. Okie doke.
or swatting flies, because that's what I'm doing out here.
Was that your
Okay,
occupation?
thanks for joining.
Thank you. Take care.
Goodbye.
Ta-da. It's
Yep.
fascinating. I know that being 68 years old, when I was a kid hanging out with the old people, it was kind of like, what do they know, them old people?
Yeah.
And it's interesting talking to the younger generation now.
Yeah. Well, and that's so why I introduced her to Wealthy Affiliate. Like I said, it wasn't really to push the income side of things, but just to more so provide the structure for her to learn. Get her to learn a lot of the things that we've had to learn. So SEO, content building, digital structures, that's an early advantage for someone her age.
WordPress website, all that
Yes.
stuff. And it is kind of
WordPress,
fascinating,
yeah.
if
So
you didn't
understand-
want to make money doing it, you could build websites for other people and let them make money. You can make a living.
100% you could.
Yeah, there's a lot of opportunity
So
now.
that's kind of the neat part with some of it, though. Those young people just aren't automatically making the money online, but we are. We can be. She can be. She has the potential to make more than we would at our age because she started so young, right?
Mm-hmm. That the like my wife has a thing that she likes. Her little hobby things are on the side. She doesn't even she separates her business. Like vacation, when she goes on vacation, it's nothing about business, which gets to be difficult for business because now you're losing out all these tax write-offs and stuff if you were to take advantage of that. And she likes to separate it, which she does these things with these little pom-pom creatures, and she has fun making them, putting little antennas on them and googly eyes and little feet. And if she wanted, she could create them as characters and kind of blend them into her work. And now she can kind of write off that purchase of those pom-poms because she's doing it with her work and still have fun. I'm not asking to start a business around making pom-poms, but you could have fun with these pom-poms, and now you got a purpose for the pom-pom, a pom-pom with a purpose.
Yeah, the possibilities are endless now. Possibilities of pom-poms are endless. That's
Possibilities of pom-poms are perpetual. Stop it, Bradley.
Probably.
Well, we've only gone for 28 minutes and 7 seconds, my friend. Is there anything else you want to share? Maybe we should.
We are. I think we're good to wrap this up and let everyone know that's watching. We're probably going to be doing one more show after this one on the Wednesday again.
Here's where you find us on this Wednesday. We may be doing sporadic stuff, but we are putting Wealthy Wednesdays on hold for a couple of months as Jeremy's doing some driving and traveling. And we're going to do some restructuring of how we're going about all this, because right now we have all these, the from 0 to 100K bloop.com/blueprints. These are the series of different. What's that?
Got to get more of those active and online and ready.
How many you got now? Different occupations?
30 out of 100.
That's a lot.
You've been not all 100 though.
You've been a busy guy on your nomad vacation.
Just keep on punching keyboard. That's it. That's all.
That is.
But not today. Today is swimming in the ocean. So even if I might not be around next Wednesday. I could be floating in the sea. Who knows?
Oh, you might hit one of those riptides.
Yeah.
You got to tie a string to your toe.
Is that what you do? To the
no, it just makes sense to me. Yeah, keep you a little bit shore base. You can kind of work your way in. I guess those things are kind of dangerous. They kind of just pull you out. Do you know how to prevent that from happening?
Don't go in the water.
That's one way of doing it, yes, for sure. Good. But you're supposed to swim sideways to the shoreline and get out of the current.
Yeah.
You're supposed to swim sideways and get
across the current. But at the same point in time, it's just so quick it happens that you hope for the best. For me, this is how I swim. I don't.
Yes, knee height.
And it just makes it so much easier.
Your ankles get wet. That's it.
Last time I was in the ocean, I was little. Now I'm not so little.
You know, I'm kind of that way too. I used to vacation in Jamaica for like 3 weeks, and there was times when I never put my feet in the water. I'm on the beach for all day, and I just didn't go in.
Mhm.
I don't know what's in there. I'm scared.
That's okay. That's the way it needs to be.
So I didn't see this, but we had a couple of people. I might as well put them up here.
Jumping in. All right.
Actually, I'm from Pakistan.
And it's just got the little Pokemon symbol. Awesome.
And I want to start my own
cool.
gaming company.
Love it.
I'm 16. Perfect. So it's interesting. We had
So what is that age for starting an online business? There is none. I think you can actually jump in and do a lot of that stuff.
Well, there's that thing about starting it as an official business and registering with the Secretary of State. So you got a LLC and all that kind of stuff. Or you could just have a PayPal account or a Venmo or something and, buy me a coffee or a Patreon or, yeah. You really just have to have a product or a service.
Your tax information.
What's that? What was that?
So you don't need your tax information for an entrepreneur job.
Not really, but you might want to start an account so you got that there in case they come knocking on your door. And just a word to the wise, if Angel Celeste is still there, I don't know how it is in Pakistan, but the idea of putting some of the money aside and put it into an interest earning savings account or like some kind of investment so that while it's sitting there, if all of a sudden the tax man starts knocking, you've got that to pay the taxes if you have to, rather than being in trouble.
True.
Okay, Jeremy, thanks for taking the time. Let's stay in touch and have some conversation, but we will discontinue our regulars for the regularly scheduled program.
Next week is our last week. So.
Okay. See you Wednesday. Okay. Peace. Bye. Whoops. I have a hard time finding these buttons. Take care. Bye.